The woman deliberately set the air conditioner in the house to the lowest temperature, then, as usual, brought her husband a glass of red wine. Immediately afterward, to create an alibi, she took her daughter downstairs. Sure enough, when she timed her return home perfectly, she found her husband dead inside. While everyone thought she was devastated by his death, little did they know she had been waiting for this day for 10 years. 10 years earlier, the girl had gone to pick up her mother from work, only to accidentally witness her mother being brutally killed in the street. That traumatic scene became an unshakable shadow in her life, often haunting her in nightmares. Fortunately, she later met a husband who cherished her deeply, and after marriage they had a well-behaved and sensible daughter. She thought her future would be nothing but happiness, until the day she unexpectedly noticed the very same ring on her husband's hand that the man who killed her mother had worn. After discovering that her husband suffered from an underlying heart condition, she began carefully planning an accident to avenge her mother. First, while he wasn't paying attention, she secretly turned on the air conditioner. Then, as usual, she brought him a glass of red wine. She knew well that the shock of extreme cold and heat could easily trigger a heart attack. Next, to make sure she had an alibi, she took her daughter out. To ensure the plan's success, after leaving she remotely lowered the air conditioner temperature even further via her phone, buying more time for the accident to unfold. She deliberately chatted with neighbors, and at that very moment, her husband, under the combined effects of the cold air and hot wine, began to experience acute cardiac distress. Coincidentally, her daughter then got into an argument with the neighbor's child. Seizing the opportunity, the woman used this as a reason to call her husband, pretending to check in. But the call went unanswered. Even though her husband struggled desperately to reach for his phone, he couldn't manage to grab it before losing consciousness completely. Seeing her calls go unanswered, the woman quickly returned home with her daughter, only to happen upon the neighbor stepping outside. Her daughter ran straight into the neighbor's arms, insisting he come over to play with her. This seemingly innocent encounter was, in fact, staged by the woman to secure a witness who could confirm the man was dead before her arrival. Unable to resist the child's pleas, the neighbor followed them back. The woman thought her plan was flawless, but little did she know, before dying, her husband deliberately moved his ring to a different finger, because it was a secret signal between him and his late mother. When she stepped inside, she was met with a terrifying sight. The official investigation concluded that the man's death was an accident. With a pre-existing heart condition, the combination of cold air and hot wine caused sudden cardiac arrest. Even if emergency services had been called immediately, he likely wouldn't have survived. With the death officially ruled accidental, and despite investigators' lingering doubts, they could do little more than a routine questioning. The woman's answers were so precise and prepared that nothing seemed amiss. Yet, her unnaturally calm demeanor actually drew suspicion. Her alibi, though seemingly coincidental, felt off. Most people under suspicion would try their best to clear themselves, but she seemed almost to direct the focus back onto herself. She was vague when she could have been clear, leading investigators to wonder, was this the result of genuine grief, or was there something far more calculated beneath the surface? Either she has an incredibly strong mind and an exceptional intellect, or she's just an ordinary housewife who lost control of her emotions when she got worked up. Could she really be the murderer? But they were not sure. There was still one crucial thing they couldn't explain: the method of the crime. Yes, the method. Even if she planned everything meticulously, how could she guarantee that once the husband drank the alcohol, he would fall? And even if he fell, how could she ensure it would trigger a heart attack at exactly the right moment?